And I'm very happy to introduce to you today Dr. Cosmos. He's a Ghanaian spiritualist. I've been waiting myself for a very long time to meet him. We've had several conversations on the telephone, but we have not met each other. This is the day that we are meeting. Today, our aim is to explain or to try to investigate what consciousness will mean, among other things, in the Ghanaian traditional sense. Of course, of late, spirituality has become a world where everybody is engaged in spirituality. We have Christians, we have Muslims, we have Buddhists, we have Taoists, we have Hindus. Everybody is meditating in the world. Meditation has become a very good product for everybody in the world, so people are looking at consciousness. So we were trying here to find out what is this consciousness, what does it mean in our own specific Ghanaian tradition, so that we can have a direct access to it. So that's why we are here this morning, and so I hope at the end of the day we will get more insight. The aim of this program actually is to connect Africans to their own roots, to their own traditions, because we have been used to people who are not even allowed to ask questions in our history of education. We just went to school to learn the English language. They brought the Bible, we learned the Bible, we are Presbyterians, we are Catholics, we are all the, but we have never questioned anything. But I think it is time for Africans to start questioning and really to find out what has that got to do with us. Not that it is not true, but how do we fit into these doctrines? So I think, as people say, charity begins at home. So Africans should start beginning at home now, to inquire into their own cultures and their own traditions, their own languages, their own perspectives of life, not to disregard the others. So this is why we are here today. So I hope you have an exciting time with us. I'm very sure it's going to be a very nice, profitable session, and yeah, let's see. Dr. Cosmos, as said, I've been waiting for this meeting for a very, very, very long time. I don't know, we've talked a lot, but what we have not talked about is our own background. I think I want to begin with our own personal background. I'll start with mine. So then I ask you a question, because it's important for the viewer to understand where we come from ourselves. Ghana is Ghana, but we all come from very different backgrounds. Yeah. Well, for me, I'm a Buddhist. I'm a Tibetan Buddhist.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm somebody who is a Tibetan Buddhist, and I went to school and studied Tibetan spiritual psychology. So I'm a spiritual psychologist.
All right.
So I'm not a clinical psychologist.
Okay.
Yes. What does that mean? It means that as a Buddhist, or
I get it.
Yeah, for the audience.
Okay,
what it means is that what the Buddhists try to investigate is the now, not the story. The stories of people we don't have any interest in, because they are gone. So for us, the perspective is what is happening right now. How do you look into the now? Yeah. So you know it yourself. If I come here, the way I hold my glass, somebody can know who I am.
Yeah.
The way I put my glass down, somebody can not guess, but really see. Yes. So that is the difference between a clinical psychologist and a spiritual psychologist. It means that the clinical psychologist goes into your history of events and tries to find out what happened to you. Your mother beat your father, beat your mother was raped, the child was hungry, and all these circumstances the clinical psychologist will try to see has formed you. But from the perspective of context, these matters do not matter. They are past stories and they are gone. So we have told you what is happening to you right now. That's what we investigate. Yeah. So I've lived in, yes, I'm from Ghana. I'm from the Water region, from Hohoi. Both my parents are from Hohoi. although my father's mother comes from Bandu. So I'm a real Northern Voltarian. I speak perfect Ebe.
Yeah. Redome.
Huh?
Redome.
Redome view man. So I've view man.
Oh,
Yes. So therefore, yes, I'm Gambu's child.
oh, okay.
Gambu's baby man. So I left this country as a young girl. I was, I think, 18 years old for Germany.
So you lived in Germany for how many years?
Over 4 decades.
Wow.
Yes.
40 years?
Yes, actually, yes. So my thinking, my perception of things is actually more German. Yes. I'm a German, Tibetan, Buddhist, African.
All right.
Woman. So this is my blend. I'm a very curious person. I'm a cosmopolitan. I love the world. I love people. I love human beings very much. I don't care which religion they belong to. I think the one who is possessing the religion is more important than the religion itself. It is you who make something out of it. So I look at the person. So I'm always more from the psychological perspective, right? Yeah, so I came back to, I have 2 children, 1 boy, 1 girl. I married a German.
Okay.
I have 5 grandchildren.
Wow. Beautiful.
And I'm back in Ghana about 3 years ago, trying to see what one can do in Ghana. A very difficult country, because we have not taken time to look at ourselves. And this is what me and you are trying to put. Africans need to put a halt and say, stop, let's look. Where did we come from? Where are we now? This is what I think Africans should do. Ghanaians for that matter. We should put a halt and say, hey, we've been going. Where are we now? Where are we arrived at? And then you look back and say, where did we come from? And where are we going? And I think this is something that Africans or Ghanaians need to really cultivate. One of the things that I see going wrong if we don't do that is that there's too much bureaucracy. I think people have half knowledge.
And that one is even dangerous.
It's very, very dangerous. We need Africans or Ghanaians need to become experts in their fields. In whatever you do, you have to become an expert in it. If you sell what you do, be an expert in what you sell.
Yeah.
If you're a minister, be an expert in that field. We should uplift ourselves. We should uplift whatever knowledge we have. We are not doing it. It's like when we get something, we arrive at a place, we just sit there and we relax. I don't think that is happening in our country. So I hope in our conversation we will come to certain clues as to how people can.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So in my search, because as a Tibetan Buddhist and a meditator, one thing that is really important is the power of consciousness and awareness in now. And I cannot find it in the other tradition. I cannot find understanding of it. I cannot see it. I cannot identify it. I've asked a lot of people what is consciousness in India. And nobody has been able to give me any answer that makes sense to me. So what I'm seeing is that we think we know a lot of things, but we cannot define them. Yeah? But anything you know that you cannot define, it means you don't know it. It's just a vague idea. So I'm trying to with you today to actually verbalize certain things. And you can say, oh, this is this. See by here. I left with Dohi. I look Bella. That kind of Bella. Because the ancestors say it doesn't mean anything. We should understand because our ancestors say it doesn't mean it is truth. And a lot of Africans say because the ancestors say it is truth. Why? Why are the ancestors different from us today? They were like us? Oh? So I think this sessions with you is an investigating session. We are not people who know, we are investigating together with our audience.
I come as a researcher.
Yes.
Into African spirituality.
Yes, we have to be a researcher in everything we do. It means we keep on learning, that's what a researcher is. Well, for me, I know this from my background as a Tibetan Buddhist. It's a practice of inquiry, self-inquiry. It is not a prayer practice. Go to church and pray to God. You should Inquire about yourself, your situation, what's going on with you, interaction with people, you see results, conflict, love, peace, all of that. It's all part of life. So inquire into these issues. Yeah. Yeah, so I really hope that we can deliver one or two things for the audience, the new audience. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. That's what this is. Because with me personally, with you, I've had a lot of, oh, I see. Because me, I come from speech. So anything you say, I scrutinize it.
Yeah.
Anything anybody says, I scrutinize it a lot. And I try to identify the wisdom in what that person is saying. If I live on wisdom. Which is also very important for me and you to identify. I think we need to understand the difference between knowledge and wisdom. I think.
Yeah.
Yes. So Dr. Cosmos, you are very welcome. And let me just ask you to bring you into it. How are you feeling in this country right now? How are you? How is the country and how are you with it?
Well, I would say thank you very much once again for inviting me into your abode. And we've been planning for this, if I'm not lying, for the past 2-3 months. Yeah. But today is the day that the universe has blessed us. Yeah. So I'm happy we are here. If you ask me how I'm feeling in Ghana, I'll say I'm feeling empty. Empty in a sense that there are a lot of things that we supposed to really, as you say, you should question. But we left everything to religion.
And government.
Government, everything. So if you are someone that want to come out in a way that sound a little bit different from the normal way, they look at you as antichrist, anti this, anti that, anti that. But first of all, I'll say my name is Dr. Cosmos. I'm a trained herbalist. Yeah. I've studied herbs scientifically, and in a spiritual way. I'm still a student of nature. I'm still learning from our ancestral rules, things that they used to do, why they do it like this, why things like this. I'm a research. I do research into all those things. I used to preach in a Assemblies of God church.
So you're a Christian?
Yes. Yeah, I've been a Christian for 18 good years.
Are you still a Christian today?
No. If you ask me, I'll say no. Why? Because Christians, Buddhism, Christian, Buddhism, what have you, it's all concept. It's about how you practice the thing. You practice whatever you preach.
You see, it's true. I was looking at a clip yesterday. My brother is a pastor. And we went into some interaction on the phone. Where Black American church was trying to analyze Christ. He was a priest himself. Now he's questioning Christ. And there are a lot of clips on YouTube right now of people questioning religion, the white people themselves. And I think it's about time for it to happen.
Yeah.
Yes. But then the only answer you get is the Satan is coming to solve something. People, instead of looking at the issue, they'll say, oh, don't worry, the promise is this and this. It's a prophecy. God has prophesied at the end of the days, this and this will happen. So.
That is hearsay. Somebody's
written thing.
Written thing. So that we are imbibing into ourselves. But the main thing is you yourself. Who are you? Why are you here? What are you good at? What must you be good at? If you are able to answer this question, these are the questions that I asked myself when I was waking up. So wow. The thing itself is when this thing happened, spirituality itself has a lot of things that we should talk about. People think if you are a spiritual person, you are a conscious person, you should be living in a certain way. No, it's a way of life. Our forefathers, that is how they live. When I left, I left. Yes, because you can't feed me Christianity now for me to get it. To understand.
Let me just ask or comment with it. The word concept is a very, very strong word, a very important word. I know, for instance, Buddhism is a concept. It's a concept that breaks its own concept at the end. That's the way it has been constructed. It has been constructed in the way that it is a concept, and the concept itself swallows itself at the end. So it is deliberately done so.
So indirectly, we are looking at things that is at the end of whatever we are looking at.
What I'm saying is this: we should, because we live in a religious country, Christianity is definitely a concept, Islam is a concept. But I wouldn't think, I would advise audience to stop being Christians today because it's a concept. That's what I'm trying to bring up to.
Madam Peters, let's put it this way.
Okay.
Let's put it this way. We are always. So if you want to advise or teach our fools our religion or concept of spirituality, we should do it in our own language. How would the people outside will understand this language? That me no mix him. Okay. I'm a believer. Believer is a way. When I say Jose, then I say, I say, okay, cover in by a year. I'm a sham plate toy.
Okay, that's interesting. Dr. Cosmos is saying here, I have to explain to the audience worldwide because we are speaking ever now. I think it's a very, for me, very important thing what he said. He says, everybody on the planet has got his own destiny.
Yes.
Yeah? Everybody.
Star in Krabia.
The soul, maybe for that matter. Yeah. You are here with a special message or a special divinity, whatever it is. So concepts will just cover, that's what I mean. Concepts, if you have general concepts, if you just cover everybody and put everybody in one pool, I think this is all what all of you have to become.
Meanwhile, we all have different ways,
yes.
Laws, except law.
Follow.
When you give it to a child, before the child will start to grow, to walk, Edo Agbagbe. The Viala Agbagbe.
Agba is a load.
Load. You can't with this world with your own load. No one carries it for you. It's only you that can carry it. The Agba. You see the child walking, falling, crumbling, doing all those things. Trying to stand firm with the knees, the limbs, everything for you to carry its own load.
Do you know what I find very interesting in what you're saying? I find it very, very interesting because it sounds contradictory, but it's very, very true. Because if you think about Africans, I mean, if you are somewhere in Europe or America, you are saying I'm African, people think we are collective people. But what you are telling me shows Africans see ourselves as individuals.
It's what about the words? If the word you are speaking, you don't understand it, then you are wrong. So agba
is a load. What's a
agba ike ko ve efe gbe na acho the elero
the carrier. I think like agba okay.
Agba ke ko va agba ke na efe agbe ya ko acho. And no one can carry it for you.
Let me try to explain to the audience.
All right.
Because it's a very, 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 very interesting, deep thing. What Dr. Cosmos is saying here is that, you see, we have become a collective society. We are all following certain norms. Like today we see, in America they're talking about woke. Israel is talking about that. We have gender issues, we have this, that, and everybody is going the same way. And Dr. Cosmos is telling us that life is about individuality, you alone and what you brought here. And you have to carry that, identify it.
Your mother cannot carry your load for you. Your father cannot carry your load for you. It is only you that can carry it.
Dr. Cosmos, how do we identify the load that we are carrying?
Know yourself.
So you have to know the laws that govern you. And how do we know that?
Through divination.
Through divination.
You ask the ancestors, who am I?
How would they know? They are also human beings. How would they know?
Ancestors are not human beings. They are spirits.
Ancestors. Ancestors are not human beings. So you ask
those who brought you. Let me say this. For you to be here alive, you came through your Tassie,
my aunt.
Your aunt. People can curse you and pray and reverse it, but if your auntie curse you,
serious trouble.
Serious trouble.
It
is your auntie that gave you to your father, and your father gave it to you.
What about if your auntie bless you?
That one is voila.
My auntie has blessed me so much.
So, voila.
But she came, she said I should carry her at my back. Because she's not my child.
That is why we don't play with your aunties.
Okay. Dr. Cosmos, let's be very gentle with the audience, because this is a very deep. So what I'm understanding is Dr. Larbi, Dr. Cosmos is trying to shift us from the collective to the individual person.
Yes.
That soul that came here. What it is, destiny. And not coming to a system of capitalism or communism or Christianity or Buddhism or whatever ism. So you identify yourself, and what he's saying is that by identifying yourself, you have to follow your ancestors through definition.
Can we have constitutions, right?
Yes, we are.
That is our law. You, personally, what is your law? That is the set. That is the encravia. That is the star. So you have to find out which law you should follow.
So then let's say,
which meat should I eat?
Which path should I follow?
Which path should I follow? Which encravia doesn't go with dogs?
I understand. We understand.
Are you getting me? Does my tribe go with pigs? Go with dogs? Go with rats?
So if in the absence of, well, let me ask, in the absence of this knowledge, I don't know any Ghanaian who does that. I only know something very, very strange. Not strange, something I saw. as a kid. You know, I lived in Ho here when I was a kid. My father was working at the CDB headquarters here. And one morning, in the history of Ghana, you can go and check it yourself, in the history of Ghana's constitution, whatever, I think there are 2 members of parliament, if not one, at most 2, who were not elected.
They were appointed?
They were appointed. My father is one of them.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What's the name?
Frank Saku.
Frank
Saku.
Saku.
So he was the first MP for the Kwando North constituency.
Oh, okay.
So he was one of those 2 or 1 MP that the Osaji Fukamin appointed.
Signal so when our time is up.
So therefore, I'm coming back to your thing. We woke up and we saw bees.
Oh.
Thousands of them. You cannot imagine. They were coming to the house. And they were coming all to our house. They were not going anywhere. And my mother was crying. The bees. Shut the door, shut the door. And then my father came out and said, no, when bees come, you don't run away. We have our lineage with them. So
yes.
he went and bought some schnapps and prayed, and then they left.
That is all.
My father went to work. About 1 hour, these people started coming to the house. It has been announced on the radio that he's the MP for the area. He didn't know. It's true.
So, if you don't know this lineage, if you don't know this history, if you don't know this...
And for me, it's very true. Since I knew that as a kid, anytime I have any issue with people, I ask my father in dream, I ask him, if I have a serious question, I had it about not long ago. And I asked him before I sleep, I said, what should I do with this person? Maybe somebody has annoyed me a lot. And the last dream I had, he said, do it like the bees. Don't sting. As a bee, if you sting, you will die.
So with this, we are not trying to put Christianity down,
no.
Put other religions down. The thing is, we have to wake up.
Thank you very much.
To really know who we are. Like I said, we've learned from different sources. If I didn't learn science, I wouldn't understand herbs. So that's the concept. So we should gather all the knowledge, bring it together, and then you, the person, to know which aspect you belong to.
I think, Dr. Cosmos, for Africans or for Ghanaians, we have been in a very unlucky but very lucky situation. Through our history of colonialism and all that. Listen, we are speaking English now, we are very perfect in the English language. Some speak Portuguese, some speak I don't know what. We have access to so many religions, Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, all that. So we have gathered so much knowledge, more than most people on the planet. So we should feel very rich.
Yeah.
We should feel very, very rich that through our history...
But we are less now.
So I think we'll have a short break, and then we'll come back to continue this wonderful...
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure having you.